Hey guys, this is John, your host on Mgtow is Freedom, Men Going Their Own Way. I've got a really interesting video for you here. I got a two-page letter, literal, 2 full pages of crap from a guy named Andrew. That's his super secret, top secret Mgtow exposure name. And speaking of being exposed, Turd Flinging Monkey contacted me today and invited me to be on his Saturday podcast. I'm going to see if I've got time off of work to do that, or if I'm going to be busy with work, which would suck. Anyways, that'd get a lot more exposure for me anyways. But my whole intent is not to get exposure for me as much as to expose Mgtow to as many people. So for that, I thank you guys, because you're going out on a daily basis. I know it's got to be happening, right? There's more and more Mgtow action out there. And maybe men are just more pissed off than ever. And so they're talking about it. And I'm hearing from other men, not guys that know that I'm, Mr. Mgtow is Freedom, but just guys that have had it with what's going on. This is a 21-year-old Glenn Fiddick, and I really need one of these. It's continuing to be a bitch of a week. I'll just sip that slow. Anyways, this particular video is about people, right? This Andrew guy, he is honest to his nature, which is what I got out of the letters he's written me and the correspondence I've gotten. He's honest to his nature, and his nature is one that can be taken advantage of, unfortunately. And throughout this entire video, and most videos, when I'm talking about guys that send letters and share their stories, it's not to put them down or point out that they fucked up or made mistakes or they suck or they're stupid, or that's not the point, right? We've all made mistakes with women. And inside the letter, Andrew even refers to himself as thinking like he was a traditional guy. And it comes through in his letter as to what he did. But what is most interesting about this is not him, but rather the woman he was with, who he eventually married. She was dishonest about her nature, right? He was honest about his nature. He behaved right. She wasn't. Her nature as a woman, she completely and totally rejected and hid and everything else. And showed him a whole different side. So I just want to bring up snippets out of the letter and talk about them and what happened to this guy, right? So he found this girl, and he bought a large house, and he had to work 17 hours a day to pay for everything and her 2 kids. So right off the bat, Andrew here has adopted a family. So that tells you what kind of guy he is. Right? He's willing to accept that responsibility because he's a man, right? And that is important. It's important for men to accept responsibility, right? And he was willing to do that, right? He needed $2,000 a week to survive with the mortgage, cars, and expenses, right? So he worked 17 hours a day, was making $8 grand a month. And his next line is, she had never been affectionate, right? And it didn't sit well with him. But she was one of those, he writes, independent women, right? Which he thought was great, because if it ever turned to shit, I felt she would not financially rape me. See, that's here's where I'll get critical on her, right? On the situation here. She put out the vibes of the strong, independent woman. Well, that strong, independent woman got her a divorce, or she was a single mom with 2 kids. Either way, she's got 2 kids and she's not married. That independence, right, is so attractive. She's got it together. She's got her shit together. That idea that men get in their head that that's a good woman to have, right? I fell for that shit, right? My now ex-wife, I thought, well, she's got her shit together, right? I can count on her. You can't. That's an act. Period. Any woman that pretends to have her shit together, even if she's got money, does not mean she has her shit together. So a hard-working, honest man who sees that thinks he's got a viable partner that's got their shit together and is going to work hard. It's not how it works. Women that have their shit together, they're getting paid money from someone else. More than likely. Oh, they can claim to have a job and everything else, but their shit together? No. Well, I've got a job and I've got my shit together. Yeah, you've got an ex-husband and you're getting alimony and child support. Right? Your daddy gave you that money. I have yet to meet a woman. I have yet to meet a woman who has got her shit together. Literally got her shit together and isn't buried in debt. Isn't a complete fuckhead. Right? It's just an act. Usually, you get to know them, you spend some time with them, this is personal experience, and interviewing many men. After 2 months or 3 months, they reveal themselves to be complete, total, raving, psychotic whores. Right? Shit together my ass. It's an act. And he felt she would not financially rape me. See, she's got her own money. She's probably divorced, right? And she's getting alimony from some other guy. Now, you know, Andrew was trying to be a dad to her kids, right? He bought this giant fucking house, worked 17 hours a day, right? Felt he was safe, had mortgage payments, car payments, expenses. And guess what she did with her kids? She was sure to let her kids know that he had no authority over them. He constantly heard, "You're not my father." What's that tell you about her? He's trying to raise the kids, right? He's trying to be a responsible man. He's trying to be true to his nature, his drive as a man. And she did not tell her kids, you are to treat him like your father. You're to obey him and do exactly as he says. Period. He's the man of the house. He has the penis, right? You shut up and listen to him. That's not how these women do it today. They don't want it for themselves. They will not obey. They will not listen. They will not fucking learn. And they certainly won't make their kids do the same things. So they'll empower their kids to deny him in his house authority. If she's doing that with her kids, that's what she thinks in her own fucking head. And Andrew goes on to exactly talk about that. You're right. He declined a job that he was offered because of her, right? She fought with him about his work, which required him to take extreme jobs, right? And because of that, he was under huge financial stress, right? They were fighting every week without fail, right? She was out of control. She argued with him incessantly. What's that tell you? Once again, she did not recognize his authority, right? She was out of control. The arguing went from 1 week to 2 weeks, right? There was a power struggle constantly. See, here's the thing. You get a woman who acts like she's got her shit together, and she's going to pretend to be the boss. She's going to argue with you at every fucking turn over every decision that's made because she thinks she's got her shit together. If she had her shit together, what's she doing single with 2 fucking kids? If she's got her shit together, why isn't she making all the money? Why is this guy working 17 hours a day, pulling down 8 fucking G a month? That is good, good scotch. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. It's an awesome reward that you guys have used PayPal and Patreon to buy me a good fucking drink every day. Damn, it's nice, right? All right, so there was a power struggle. It's competition. Who's the boss? He's out working and busting his ass. He's bought a house, cars, taking care of business. fighting with her constantly over what jobs he's allowed to take and not take in order to support all of the debt she's probably roped him into accepting. A house, a car, who knows what else, what lifestyle, right? And so he writes, I told her while I was captain of the ship, everything was working and the seas were rough, but we made it through. Using a little nautical analogy here, right? And when I gave control of the ship to her, we were in financial ruin again, right? She was a reckless captain, he writes. It's pretty damn funny, right? I told her I felt she wanted me there 24/7. That is, denying him jobs to go out and make money. She wanted to make his life, business, career decisions for him. Can you believe that? Once again, women in charge, women got their shit together. All they're going to do is confound your efforts. On the one hand, with this giant house and cars, she demands that he works hard and makes tons of money. At the next step, she wants him home 24/7 so she can yell at him. At this point, you can see the abuse that's going on. Guys, we've got to learn, all of us, as Mgtow, right? When you get into a relationship with women, they want to be able to call you and talk to you at any time and have access to you to take out their emotional hangups, their fucking problems with you. Because that's what he describes in here. All kinds of problems she's got. She has to argue with them. Start massive fights 1 or 2 times a week, right? Instead of supporting Andrew. This fucking guy's working 17 hours a day and he's pulling down $8 grand a month. She should be kissing his ass, sucking his dick, bringing him a sandwich and a drink, rubbing his feet after work, rubbing his neck, right? This guy is kicking ass in order to support her and her kids. And this is how she's going to treat the guy, right? Now, here's the part that kills me. And I understand why Andrew did it. It's because he's true to his nature. And ultimately, we as men have to understand our nature, but not succumb to it when it's in error. Okay, Andrew writes, we got married. Me thinking things would calm down, but it didn't. What he's saying there is he got married to her thinking it would satisfy her, thinking she would be pleased, thinking it would be enough finally. Right? I mean, it's like the woman, she gets to the 4th floor, husband, loves kids, does this, does that, and she wants to go more. Right? She's still not satisfied. I was thinking things would calm down, but it didn't. She overruled every decision I made, and it was like once we were engaged and I was married, I was trapped with no way out, and to have her unload her anger and resentment on me. He went from a situation where he was just shacked up with her, living with her, taking care of her, her kids, bought a huge house, trying to satisfy her. Ultimately married her, and she resented him even more. Right? You cannot earn a woman's respect. Not today. Not anymore. Not in this world. It is fucking impossible. Now, maybe there's a lot of women that are watching Mgtow videos going, man, why can't I find a guy like that? They're out there. And they keep getting crapped on. And then we just say, fuck it. And, you know, Mgtow is the solution. Mgtow is the answer. Mgtow is freedom. Freedom from abuse. Freedom from control. Freedom from constraint. Right? Fucking abuse. Right? Has to start huge, massive fights.